Hi, everybody, and welcome to Red Violet TV. I'm your host, T to the KTK, bringing you television on the internet live for you to enjoy. I'm going to be talking very quickly because I am updating you live as I am watching the marathon live stream, and I have to tune in right now. The chat's driving a drone. A little RC car is driving around the Bungie studios, and it's controlled by chat. There's 19,000 people yelling at it to move in various directions. There's about an hour and a half until the actual trailer drops, so we have plenty of time before we get any gameplay footage. But you know, I just want to hang out. Everybody's pouring in. I imagine we know from other Bungie streams, from like Destiny stuff and the Halo stuff, that they do have an in-studio like theater. They're probably gonna watch the stream themselves. Ain't no way we're gonna get through that door. I can also imagine how funny it would be to be at work like to not know about this whole thing, the whole ARG and the bit with oh, they opened the door. Go, 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 go. Drive. Oh no. Oh, you can see it in the reflection there. Yeah, it's a little RC car with a camera on it. It's stuck. Open the door! They're all watching. Quick, go. Go. I'd like talk in chat, but there's 20,000 people now. What are we all gonna do collectively? Also, shit, I never updated that logo. I don't know if I ever did an updated screen. I never used this screen. Continued viewing constitutes a violation of UESC directive. All connected individuals are hereby subject to legal proceedings under interplanetary communications. Interesting. Enforcement code 7721. The cat! I love that it's a redraw of the cat that just stares at you. Cat's now full of cats. What's it called? Yeah, this guy. Wrong way, chat. They opened the elevator. Guys, go in the elevator. We need to go in the elevator, please. He's calling it. Come here. Everyone else is just waving. New protein 934. I love some of the shit. Marathon Instagram. Marathon game. The new calorie stuff is great. Love this. This one's my favorite though. Just corn. I also got a screenshot of an ad that popped up on stream. It's tea. They are struggling. Love the music, by the way. Moment they start adding this music to streaming, I'm gonna lose it. Or are we in the elevator? Sorry, I keep checking my Discord. I wonder if we'll get stuck. I don't know where where Bungie wants this to go. Oh, does the chat not work? There we go. Hi, cat. Yeah, the moment they add this to streaming, it's going on a playlist. Did you see the guy that showed the cat on his phone to the camera? He had a, you know, the look inside image of like the cat, like the close-up cat. This guy. Somebody drew over that with the pink cat. I also learned, I was watching this yesterday. I had it like on in the background. Gift subs don't give you the badge. Go, go, forward, 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 forward. You get it to gift. Like, if you gift a sub to someone else, you get it. But the guy who's gifted doesn't. From what I've heard. But you still have the emotes. There's some good emotes. Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Override! Chat was fucking it up too long. They were like, no, we're picking you up. Good job, guys. We did it. Teleport. We did it. We did it. Too easy. Oh, that's hilarious. That makes me happy to see, and I can't really explain why. Just seeing somebody working here with mobility issues. Good. I've seen a lot of really cool people so far in this, like, driving around, like, more variety than I was expecting. I'm used to the Halo Bungie. They're all just kind of like a boys club, you know? So it's cool to see some some other people than... Well, I say that, there's like 10 white boys on that screen, but it's good to see variety, my point. I used to have sad daydreams about being terminally ill and that I would ask for a Bungie tour. I mean, it's definitely one of the places I want to visit too. I've never really... I should give more thought into what I'd do in a Make-A-Wish situation, you know? I mean, I shouldn't say it like that. Like, oh, I should really think about what I'll do when I die. Or what I'll do if I'm threatened with death. Like, I don't know if I'm ever going to be in that scenario. I don't plan to. But it's something I used to think about a lot more. And, like, I don't have a good answer as to what I would do. That ghost looks like it's made of Lego. Did they do it? Did they do that? A not Lego company did. Okay. Fair enough. Wait, I should have looked Mega Bloks. They did have Mega Bloks. It was more the hunters and stuff. Ooh. I actually would like to own a ship. I'm cutting away from the... Ooh, chat's stuck. So I'm allowed to... Wish I got more Destiny Mega Bloks. Cube! Shoot, shoot, kill. Yeah, they found a key. They found a box. Interference origin. So it's labeled UESC. So I imagine that's what was trying to cut the stream. It's popped up like you were warning. Unstable terrain. I love that pop-up too, because it's like the chat is trying to drive us off the stairs or into a wall. We're taking control again. Kudos to whoever set this up, honestly. Cute little thing. Like, I was ready to just wait for the timer. Because up until, like, what, 10 minutes ago? Thereabouts? Not even 10 minutes ago, like half an hour ago. This was still just the camera feed. And then all of a sudden, we're here. Did we back up too far away? Did we cancel the EMP? There we go. Hold. Shut up, chat. Pick a direction and spin. If we just wiggle and stop moving forward, we'll hack this thing. Canceled again. Yeah. They're trying to go to the curtain. No, there's 20,000 people in this stream. The consciousness of the crowd, there's always going to be someone who's going to do something. Yeah, no, like I was saying, I was just ready to stream this when the gameplay reveal happened, but like... Everyone's waving. Talking about that earlier, like, imagine if you didn't know. Like, if you came to work today and an RC car was driving around your office back and forth trying to get into your elevator. I mean, it was funny earlier when they were trying to get through the... Oh, we broke it again. That override is gonna force it away from the cube again. I love everyone saying shoot. Like this thing has a gun on it. But yeah, no, like earlier in the stream when it was trying to get through the security door, it drove all the way up to it, and then the door closed. We just go in there? I'll go around. Yeah, no, I'll go around. All right, we got it. The progress stopped. What does it mean? Target neutralization successful. Wahoo! All right, where do we go from here? Forward. Through the rail. Oh, no, actually, they are. Okay. They put up a baby gate? I can't tell from the other side of the balcony there. I thought it was like, I pointed with my finger, but I thought it was like that hallway and then that stairs down, and then they put up a wall there. I don't think that's the case. It would be funny to see a baby gate. I'm just gonna type backward. Just once. Stop saying shoot. Activate self-destruct. New vector. There's no shoot command, guys. Wrong way. Oh, it's gonna happen again. It's gonna happen again. The drone is gonna get stuck, and everyone they're gonna pick it up and move it again. They're trying so hard. They should have started this earlier if they knew this was gonna be it. There's a hype train. Okay, so they've spun. Now forward. I realize that, yes, the commands do require an exclamation point, so most of these people aren't working. Now I'm helping. Or attempting to. I'm going to put in a preemptive left, because I assume somebody was going to go forward. Everyone's pouring in. Again, I assume for the preview. I have to imagine there's some panic. It's identical to a message you sent earlier. You're telling us to do commands. Of course I'm going to send similar commands. God. I think their art direction's going to carry it a good distance. Oh, absolutely. I love the aesthetic so much. I heard some people, I don't know if it's just this game, because I saw someone do some art that they called like highlighter aesthetic. Some people on Twitter apparently started calling it highlighter punk. I don't know about applying punk to every subgenre of art, but somebody has a pet the cat emote. But yeah, no, highlighter just makes so much sense. It's when you look at the character design, like if I go back to the Marathon Instagram, there's some really good key art that they have of like the runners. Well, there's the kitty. Like, okay, no, it's all just promotion for the stream. Wait. Huh. The preset hero change? How do... Oh, okay. I've not heard a single bit of news about this game other than, like, when the initial trailer dropped, I was super hyped. There was the $100 t-shirt, and then out of like a bunch of news articles started saying that they brought in Tarkov players, like Tarkov streamers, to play test it, and they all said it was bad. But like that was way early in testing. That was like when the game was announced, so we don't know how much changes have happened, and we at least know from Destiny that, generally speaking, Bungie takes criticism to heart and works to fix stuff. That's the cat. That's the look inside cat as the pink cat. Good job. I'm just turning off chat. It's so busy. Originally it was going to have custom characters, but when the director changed that, switching to heroes with skins, I hope that's not true. I really want custom characters in this, especially with how much you can do visually. Oh, hey, fuck, what's his name? Probably just a generic fallen pirate captain or whatever, but, like, I was trying to think of a relevant Panics. Panics has no house. Point of interest, is it the dead guy? Yeah. Run him over. Chat's probably screaming that right now. Finished my coffee. Shoot. There's a mirror. Could we handle seeing ourselves? Would our brains not just collapse under the self-actualization? Love this music so much. Like this bit specifically, like Wait! It does... What is that on the front? Is that a gun? Is that a little Nerf gun? I mean, that's a camera. But, like, there was a little pointy thing under the camera. It was probably like a sensor or a microphone or something. But, like... I figure Twitch command is doing general for direction, but whenever it pops up with like override engaged, somebody's steering it. I'm gonna snooze that ad. Are we going in there? Is that the point of interest? The den? Is it that table? That's an interesting table. Our battery's running out. And before we end up in the bathroom. Oh, man. Yeah, no, they probably want us to go in here. You gonna show something to the camera? Hey, little guy. Shoot. You just see a Nerf dart like go right into his mouth. Kat, do you want to jump in the Discord? Want to just watch this with me live? It's up to you if you have the spoons. I just figured I'd offer. I have a call with someone coming up soon. No worries. I'm just gonna set up a Discord thing so that people can jump in. Where's the piss command? Well, it's in chat. You just need to subscribe. All right, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna hydrate and stretch. Ugh. Oh, God. Ah. Where the fuck are we going? I looked away and we're just in this hallway. We're going nowhere fast. Battery depleted. Sick. Please recharge. I wonder what's going on internally. I have to imagine there's a lot of people scrambling right now. Like, we didn't think they'd drive into a corner and stop. We didn't think it would take them 45 minutes to hack a box. I thought we'd be through all the things by now. This is I wish I knew more about the ARG. I wish I was following it closer. I remember all the initial ARG stuff with the, was it like the bugs, little silkworms, because there was a QR code in the original trailer that you scanned and brought you to a website, and there was a bunch of shit you could do if like you resize the window, and there's like all these codes and things like that. I'm betting you this is like a cipher that the Discord's probably cracked by now. And the key is probably significant if you are following. I'm putting a lot of assumption in the value of the ARG. Oh shit, we're recharging. I'm betting you any money that the moment like our battery is back up, we're just gonna be plopped into a different part. They're carrying us right now, like. These idiots. 20,000 idiots don't know what they're doing. So I have that. I'm guessing it's just, okay. Yeah, here we are. Where will we go? Oh, no, we're still in the same hallway. Okay, we are just facing... Do you think they'll figure it out? Do you think the collective conscious... I mean... I think the general crowd, right, of people... We have over an hour, true. The general crowd of people... hit a wall. Is like... We've all witnessed Twitch plays by now, like Twitch plays Pokemon and all that jazz. So like, we all know the collective effort. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, bud. We kind of put that one together, I think. But no, like the collective conscious probably figured out what to do. I love this end table. It's like little hooks is cute. Then there's like the wire routing. So I imagine it's like, that's next to a couch. You can run the wires up, and then there's cutouts at the top of the table. So you have like, you know, your charging cord or like your lamp cord. Why can't it be a beginning table? Good question. Why are people so negative? Oh, is the chat full of angry people? I refuse to look. Everyone just wants this. Oh. I don't know why people want this game to be bad. Well, I think it's not like the end of things. It's please. Please. I think no. They think this game took away from Destiny. It's a completely different group of people making it. Also, like, Destiny has to end. And I don't mean that in like a I want it to end way. I mean that in a narrative sense. How it's like some talent moved over, but like they did hire a bunch of people specifically for this game. Also, when I say like the story has to end, it's like we're running out of villains. And I guess we're hitting that point with Final Fantasy. We had to go to a whole new continent. And I guess there is a lot of planets to cover with Destiny, and there's a lot of existential threats that don't just disappear overnight. But I think narratively, Destiny 2 is kind of reaching an end point, and it would be good for a time skip or a new game or something. Yeah, Destiny's current story is pointing towards inheriting the Dreadnought from Oryx and leaving the solar system. So, like, yeah, no, things are progressing in a way that I think is larger in scope than I think Destiny 2 as a game is, I don't want to say capable of, but just like an engine update would be good. Or just a new title. Oryx's ghost. Yeah, no, that's the funny thing about sword logic, isn't it? Everyone's like, finally! It's our homie now. I mean, we killed his weird daughter. We kind of proved that we're the best. I also have to assume that a large chunk of the Hive kind of came to a mutual understanding since they became they became guardians themselves if they have ghosts. So, like, they get it, I guess. That's the other thing too, is like, yeah, there's the witness and like the final forms of the darkness and all that stuff, but like we established, I say we, it's been a hot minute. Yeah. But no, yeah, we established like at least passing relationships with most of our enemies. CEO of Traxxas. So, like, you know, we established relations with the Cabal, literal relations, if some fan art I've seen is to be believed. We've established good relationships with the Fallen. From the sounds of it, since we working with Oryx and stuff, and we defeated Savathun, we have a decent relationship with the Hive. Yeah, the Vex are the outlier. But Vex are also, like, they're kind of an allegory, aren't they? For, like, time in all directions. They're an inevitability. They're constant. They exist in time, in the past and in the future, and because of their nature, there always exists a dimension where they are in power. An ever-present technological force in the galaxy. I'm betting you Savathun. And that's the thing, right? You're gonna have to run out of things to fight, right? Yeah, we need we need new systems and stuff. I guess that's the other kind of big shoe to fill, is like we're at 5, 6 elements right now. Like with Guardian powers. Because yeah, there's the base 3, there's Solar, Void, and Arc. And then there's ARG stuff. Then there's like yeah. Oh, there's 2 dark. Is Void dark? No. Yeah, 3 light, 2 dark, and prismatic. So like Stasis and Strand. Got it. I forgot that Strand is technically dark. I also forgot about Strand. I think besides the cool city stuff, most people forgot about that DLC. But like with 6 powers, if you were to jump into, if there was a Destiny 3, you would kind of need to do a soft reset like we did with 2, like where we lose and build back up. But you also kind of can't do that if we're powerful enough to befriend all of the enemies in our solar system and gain all these powers, master light and dark. Know what I mean? It faces a problem in that we're running out of stuff. Time skip, reboot, multiverse. Yeah. Or even like, oh, we're being picked up. Multiverses would be cool for Destiny. I think it would be an interesting aspect because, like, the Vex exist. And, oh, we have the Future World Cult. They have a machine. They have the machine that views timelines. So there's a lot of narrative precedence. Oh, is the machine gone? Fair enough. Lakshmi has Vex powers now and is evil. There was a lot of speculation that FWC's technology that allowed it to see timelines was Vex-based. So I guess that confirms it. But that storyline does also allow for us to play with timelines. Like the Vex are going... like the Vex are spreading to other timelines to ensure the likelihood of a successful one. So it allows us to like see how Earth and Guardians and the Age of Darkness and even the Golden Age, how those panned out in different times, different worlds. Prequels would also be neat. I don't imagine it would be like a full MMO thing like they have currently, but it would be really neat to see what the world was like in the Age of Darkness, like the early Age of Darkness. Destiny Rising also exists. I guess. I didn't put much thought into it. Because it's like it's a phone gacha game, isn't it? But it does give us, like, physical, concrete... Like, it's a hero game, right? That has, yeah, it has, like, what the characters actually looked like. So we have Atheon. Not Atheon. that's the boss. We have, Big Lad. Hey, Kabir, thank you. We have the original Iron Wolf. We have, I imagine we have renders of, Wei Nang and shit. So it's cool from a narrative point to see, like, what the big name heroes were, who they were. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm sure stuff is gonna happen, so I'm just gonna be right back. I'm back from pooping. We're watching this screen now. Great job pooping. I mean, it starts in an hour. This is an interesting screen to leave us on. Makes me want to rewatch the marathon. Wait. It's the same stream. Okay. I'll watch the original teaser. So I looked this up, right? The song they use in this trailer is distinct. It's this song. I mean, like, Justice's heavy metal, you can hear that, like... It's this whole bit. And I thought it was just that song. But what's unique here, well, watch the trailer. God, I'm so excited. A year ago. Worm. So you might think they just took the song and edited it and tweaked it and stuff to fit the trailer. They didn't. This is the song. This is the actual song. Even down to like the, yeah. And the distant part. See, that blew my mind because I thought it was just heavy metal. Like just Justice's heavy metal. There's a music video apparently. And it's okay. Anyway. The map's so pretty. Still remember my friend had Horsepower by Justice as their alarm at a sleepover. When I woke me up, I was like, what the hell? Not familiar with Horsepower. Neat. Oh, we're back. Do you want a real alarm that's scary? You need stress. Anyway, I don't want to play too much that I'll get flagged. So we're staring at a wall. Left 4 Dead music, yeah. Thanks, man. I mean, I laugh at them, like, trying to steer the RC car, but also, like, look at where we're at. We're just in a hole. The box! Is the implication that we're the cat? Like, I know... we've seen ourselves. We see the RC car or whatever, but like... Are we the robot cat? Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Worm! Does that mean we're gonna get a Silkworm plushie? Probably. We better get a fucking pink cat plushie. Bungie loves merchandising. Like I said, they released $100 t-shirts when the first reveal trailer dropped. Oh. That's a sealed box copy of Marathon 2 Durandal. Fun fact, chat. If you're curious at all about, like, the original games, they're all on Steam for free. Oh, shit. We're being flooded with pop-ups. Thinking is hard. Let me do it for you. I love that each of the advertising, like, for each of the companies is distinct in its own way. There's a lot of bold colors, sans serif typeface, and, like, striking imagery for New Caloric. Cyber Acne is all hex, or not hex, ASCII art. And then Sekiguchi uses this uses this serif typeface, very pale colorway, simple text. And then UESC is just blue and square. You go to their website, it's like Unix based. It's interesting. That's real, by the way. Go to uesc.io. I typed it wrong. And then on the box was a sticker that had the login b.hunter@uesc.io. And the password is Mars_bleeds. And then, yeah. You can go to ethics, outreach. We're not approved to look at any of this. I imagine there is a login with more credentials, but as far as I can tell, you go to any of these and they're all locked. Gibby. Oh, it's so cool. We have 45 minutes. Like, I tuned into this not expecting any of this. So I'm happy that we got some, A, we got some interaction, B, we got some stuff. Really neat. think I was talking a bit ago about how, like, Destiny's story needs to conclude at some point. And I think it's just from this melancholy idea that, like, a live Surface game can't go on forever, right? It's a depressing thought, but I think there is a beauty in something finite. And we've never really had this as an issue in, like, there we go, in media before. I mean, like, Doctor Who is like 50 seasons, but I mean, like, there's very little in the way of media we consume that is 100% endless. Yeah. It's a thought that I had when I was playing, like, Final Fantasy. When we finished Endwalker, I'm like, where do we go from here? And the answer is, we step down as the main character, which I'm happy to. We already are. We fought the concept of entropy. I think we're allowed to take a break. But it was a thing that I thought about with writing. Specifically creating a story for a tabletop of, like, you could play it the same session with the same people forever, but it has to stop eventually. And that's what's interesting to me about, like, kind of saw that with some tabletop channels I watch, like Oxventure is a good one, and Adventure Zone, where their stories have to have a stopping point. Like, every time when the Adventure Zone played, they had their D&D storyline, but they did that every live show. So they concluded the main story after 75 episodes of, like, basically 4 days of non-stop podcast, beginning to end, of D&D. That's really cool. Love the art wall, but I really like the comic. Destiny 3 confirmed? Yeah, like, you can keep doing stories forever with the same characters forever. But also, you could tell new stories. Maybe new stories in that universe. Love those pants. I see the cat on that whiteboard. I think the cat is a thing called a Fido. I screenshotted this when I was streaming, when it was streaming yesterday. Fully integrated digital organism. Fully intact memories of any type of four-legged friend. Experience the future of pet companionship with Sekiguchi's groundbreaking memory transfer technology. Have a robot pet forever. I'm gonna draw. How have they resisted drawing a PP on that whiteboard? I'm betting you like 90% of the staff were told, ignore it, ignore the thing. That's one of the $100 t-shirts. Want Pink Cat Garfield art. They should do that. Yeah, I'm betting some staff were just straight up told, please ignore the drone. Please ignore the RC car that's driving around our office. Just go to your seats, get ready for the gameplay reveal. Just act like this is every day. We're trying to roleplay that we're breaking into an office. And everyone was like, look at the cute robot. Gonna show it a meme of a cat. Which, to be fair, if narratively we're supposed to be the cat, yeah, I'd show it an image of it. Like, look at you. Battery's dead again. Do they have a link to the Discord? No. Just Steam, Xbox, and... Neat. Massive ghost ship hangs in low orbit over the lost colony of Tau Ceti 4. 30,000 souls who call the place home have disappeared without a trace. Strange signals hint at mysterious artifacts, long-dormant AI, and troves of untold riches. Become a runner in Bungie's upcoming sci-fi PvP extraction shooter. You're a cybernetic mercenary venturing into the unknown, fighting survival and fortune. Oh, the trailer was playing. I was like, what? Oh yeah, they did a whole thing. Oh, there it is. Memento Mori. There's so much fan art of this guy. There's so much art of this cat. Oh, it's the 5G. Aww. Oh, people are putting in the key. And that's forcing the battery to charge faster, maybe. Someone did help. Sometimes if you do commands, Nightbot pops up. And it'll take you to night... Yeah, there. There are no commands programmed by Nightbot, but Nightbot is on this stream. I think that's interesting. I'm wondering what Nightbot is controlling, basically. Well, if that bitch is on my timeline, I was just trying to look at the marathon stuff. Oh yeah, this was some of the art. This piece blew my mind. I love this aesthetic so much. You really got to be careful when you just search the word marathon. Somebody in the studio is wearing this hat. But this Bife got a package. Bife got a marathon package. Prep your shells, there's gonna be a rush. For the record, I hope whatever I was looking at didn't show up on stream. I want to establish that that popped up because I searched marathon, not because that's what I'm into. I hate diapers. Big baby shits. I mean, I say that because it's funny. I say piss because it's funny. I don't have a piss kink. It smells bad. I have a weird TMI thing I want to talk about, but I don't know. Sometimes pee smells like instant ramen, or instant ramen smells like pee. Or maybe I just eat too much instant ramen. It's specifically the smell of like the chicken. Like chicken Mr. Noodle. I get Mr. Noodle in America. That's a man. That's not what I looked up. This is what I looked up. If you take B vitamins, your pee turns neon yellow, but it's harmless. Good for your pee. I mean, if you've eaten a whole box of Lucky Charms, you poop green and it scares you medically, but you're probably fine. I remember once in like 6th grade, I had a mental breakdown because I wiped my ass and there was blood, and I was like panicking to my mom because I thought I was gonna die. Because I assumed that any blood coming out of your body, like, at that point, I just watched the episode of like Robot Chicken where Optimus Prime develops testicular cancer and pees blood. Robot Chicken was a bad show. Anyway, after seeing that, I was like paranoid that like if blood is coming out of my waist in any capacity, I have cancer. So I'm like crying to my mom, like, I pooped blood. No, I just wiped my ass too hard. Gotta be gentle down there. Get a bidet. It's current year. Invest in a bidet. You might have to clear that with your landlord, depending on where you live, because it's not super invasive to the pipes, but some landlords might be a little bit of a bitch about it. I wonder... they drop any merch? I kind of love that, actually. A Guardian Games jersey. Also loving this. The Will Breaker. That looks sick. But I was curious if they had any... Ooh. Yeah, I know it's a Moments of Triumph shirt, so you're gonna have to do everything to get it. But, like, design fucks. I was just curious if they did any, You have that? What did you buy? Ah, okay. Oh, that's a cool hat. I figure we're stuck again, so I'm just like looking at shit. Love the wall mounts for the pistols. The engram plushie. Is that like a nativity scene? I like that. They're like bolded as well. I remember when I got this emblem. I figure there's easier ways to get it now, but in vanilla Destiny 2, you got this emblem from Cade stashes. And like Cade stashes were a once a week thing and you had to like look around everywhere for them. But I love the embossing. I love the aesthetic. I imagine these are probably pretty small. But like, really cool aesthetic. Anyway, they don't have any Marathon merch yet. Might just be unavailable. Ah, that's fair. No photos. Then what are we doing? What is it that we're taking photos of? My boy drinking protein. I want to know the story behind this. Hey, buddy. You want a sip? Gamer Santa is trying to offer us a sip of a drink. Sent you the OST emblem I got. Okay. See that. Ooh, that is really pretty. Very you. Oh, is there a post-it note or something? Father and son fishing trip. Oh, it's a code. It's probably a code for the Discord for the ARG. Toss. You can't show that. You can see like 4 letters of it. I'm sure chat's panicking right now. There we go. Now you can see the whole thing. That's not a Steam code. It's too long to be. So it has to be something connected to the ARG. I always love when game companies do stuff like that. Also, Bungie is known for doing one of the best ones. If you're not familiar, Halo 2, before its release, they did ilovebees.com. And it was like this really elaborate ARG where like you had to call payphones in specific states. But like, I don't feel like I have the patience to do them. I just like, I like watching compilations or like completions. When the Sombra ARG happened, that was actually really fun. And then they revealed it was one new character for Overwatch. And everyone was like, I think people were expecting more from the ARG or expecting lore, like bigger lore drops or something significant. And they ended up being a little disappointed in how much they got for the effort that went into the reveal. Like, because there was a lot of like cipher cracking, a lot of websites. There was a few times where like even the hints for like what the game, for like what the, like it took, I remember it took some people longer and like they were dropping, they had to drop more and more hints. And all of that was just to reveal Sombra. Ooh. I like that gear. Kat just sent me a picture of her Hunter. I love the spacesuit. I think that's really cool. And that's what you were complaining about, that you can't, that the shader doesn't affect the dance machines. So I'm guessing that's what you're playing with, is like trying to find a shader that interacts. The marathon themed helmet. That makes sense, because there's the cover art for Marathon. Yeah. No, I love that. I love that aesthetic so much. I'm always a sucker for practical gear. That's why I was like chomping at the bit for when I was playing Destiny, that I was like begging them to return us an armor set for Titans from Destiny 1. Ooh. Huh. That's what I'm trying to remember. Destiny House of Wolves armor set Crucible? Okay. I found a video. Do we have names of the armor? No, because it's in Japanese. Full set. Titan Vanguard. Spearhead Type 0. Usually when you search the direct name, you find the guy's art station. But it was this armor set. It had like the ODST inspired helmet, this chest piece with modular bits, with the shoulder pads with. I loved the scarf as well on the chest piece. Yeah, this is the alternate chest piece with pouches and a carabiner. I missed that armor set. We've been steering into a lot of walls. You can forgive me for not paying the most attention. That's Timothée Chalamet in a fake mustache. What are you showing me? That's the traveler's friend with a heart around it. Is that what it was called? A Traveler's Chosen. Traveler's Friend is a better name. That's a dude in a robe trying to imitate the alien we saw in the teaser, which is also like what the aliens looked like in the original Marathon. There's goodie bags? You motherfucker. I shouldn't swear. I think the more I swear and the more I badmouth Bungie, the less likely they are to send me swag. Run double primary with a longer range auto. Yeah. That was the stage we saw them setting up in the news piece there. I also just remember them having a theater in this studio. Because I saw the old video documentaries for Destiny and Halo. Yeah, this is the atrium. They just set it up with the stage. Forward. Shoot. Trans rights! Sorry, I got excited. Why is Ian McKellen from Forgotten Weapons here? Yeah, I'm scared to check chat. What I'm betting is there's going to be screenshots of that, and it's like, Marathon woke. There's a finish line override. They're like, come on. They were like, fucking, just go. All right, we've got. Whatever happened to them talking about critical race theory? They banned it from school, so they don't need to anymore. There's an exotic skin for it. This guy. I like the scope. Best feeling exotic by miles, posted last year. Ah. Okay, so like the default is the... That's cool. That's Destiny 1. Concept, exotic, any rifle. So you just convert it. Ooh. Yeah, you're right. That is juicy. That's my shit. I still think Destiny guns are hilarious in that none of them make sense as guns. Like, the magazine goes here. And then it goes in here. But the bolt is here. The bolt should be here. I mean, that's not the most egregious, like, Destiny gun with... It's like, There was an image I saw of one where it's like, how does it load? These are just actual memes. Yeah. Like, huh? I assume it's helpful gnome. What I think is interesting too is that if you were watching the initial broadcast with all the pop-ups that you could generate, they showed some ASCII art of various guns, and they looked straight up like Destiny gun models. I imagine there's a lot of like asset reuse, so that makes sense. The current guns are peeled. What's the season called? Just gonna blanket search it. Destiny 2 Heresy Season Guns. What do you mean peeled? Okay. First image. Okay. I like that sword a lot. Is this supposed to be like... It's a conjoining of Hive and human technology? Is that what the spikes are about? The chitin? The dreadnought shedding its carapace. Everyone loves Psychopomp. I'm finally ready to escape from Tarkov, one of the chatters just said. Mankind knew they cannot change society. What does that say? So instead of reflecting on themselves, they blame the beasts in heaven and hell. No, I love sidearms too. I wish SMGs were good. That's the one thing that makes me sad about Destiny, is that since they introduced SMGs, they've never been spectacular. There's been a couple of really good exotic SMGs, but like, we can't hear you.
Our full reveal to go ahead and show you some Marathon gameplay live here from Bungie HQ, but we actually have the distinct privilege of being joined by a pretty solid contingent of the Marathon development team in-house. So in addition to some of the folks we're going to be talking to on stage here in just a little bit, we wanted to take the opportunity to get to introduce you to just a few of them here before we kicked off the show. Now, first things first, someone who's been here at Bungie for a little bit and someone who has also agreed we're going to do it on film and make sure that everyone knows that you've agreed to take me on a run at some point. But Kevin Yanis, Senior Design Lead here at Bungie, how's it going?
It's going great. I'm really excited for this truly momentous day.
It's going to be a lot of fun. What about today's show are you most excited about?
Yeah, honestly, I'm really excited for the team, or for everyone to see the team's work
That
on the
Goff?
runners. We've been developing these gameplay fantasies and visual for a long time. I know the community has reacted
Thalian is
really
here.
positively to some of the
He's here to
previews
shout
we've
no
given.
raids.
And, you know, Bungie games have this immaculate touch and feel, this great gunplay. And with Marathon, we're adding tech shooter elements to it. To really increase that depth and mastery that people expect from our games. So I'm excited to see how everyone reacts to that.
Yeah, now we're going to get to see a lot of that soon, but we're also going to get to see, you mentioned you get to work on the runners. Can you tell us just a little bit, without spoiling what's on the show, what we're going to see today?
Yeah, sure. With these runners, you're going to see they're pretty archetypical. So you're going to see different but clear and distinct fantasies and gameplay identities and roles, and hopefully people walk away from this understanding how their team compositions are going to look like and what their friends are going to play.
Outstanding. Kevin, well, thank you for being here today, man. We appreciate it. As we go right on down the line, we're also joined by Senior Engineering Lead here at Bungie, Mr. Sean Chan. Sean, how's it going, man?
Hi, I'm great. Yeah, it's really good. How are you?
Doing great. Thank you for asking. That's so nice of you. For folks out there that may not know what it is a Senior Engineering Lead does, what do you do here at Bungie?
Yeah,
My
I make
best.
sure everything works. So, like, if something doesn't work, Kevin comes and calls me, right? This doesn't work, come call me. Everything's like, call Sean if it doesn't work, you know?
I mean, it's a huge undertaking, obviously, here working in video games. It's such an intersection between art and science. Anything particular today that you're really excited for people to see?
We have a lot of cool tech that people haven't seen yet, like stuff that can happen in this game that we just haven't seen before. Right, so this will be the first time they see it. I'm really nervous, and I hope everything works well.
Being nervous means you're both excited but want it to go well, so that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, Sean, thank you for being here today, man, too. We really appreciate it. And of course, as we go on down the line, we're also joined by Marathon's narrative director, Julia Narden. Julia, how you doing?
Really excited, Andy.
Today, we're obviously going to get a lot to show, or get to show off a lot rather today here.
I'm going to regret checking chat, aren't I?
Excited for people to see.
Oh man. So as you know, we've been treating this as both a reimagining of and a direct successor to the original trilogy, which means we've been taking that really rich, textured world building from the original games and using it as sort of a sacred foundation that we want to continue building on. And finally, we get to share some of that with our community today.
It's very exciting, and selfishly, as someone who grew up playing the original trilogy with his dad, it's been so much fun getting to talk story with you. Can't wait for everyone to get to see. Anything in particular, anything else that you're excited for people to get to dig into as they learn more about Marathon? We've unleashed a little bit with the ARG and everything, but any thoughts so far?
I said it, I'd get in trouble. So I think I want to keep it a surprise.
Fair question. All right, well, we got a big show coming up.
I do like that they're
thank you, Julia, for being here. Thank you all, too, for taking the
keeping
time to join us today.
like
We
they said,
appreciate
they're
the
keeping
time.
it sacred, the original games.
All right,
So
we
it's
are in
going to be worth
final
playing for
prep
sure.
now, everyone. So we'll be back in just a little bit on the other side with some Marathon gameplay. Don't go away.
I'm so excited. Like my heart's pounding, dude. I'm like, I'm losing it. Ba. I think I have all three installed, as you saw on Steam. So yeah, Marathon 2, and Marathon Infinity. I do plan on playing through all of them. I'm thinking I'm gonna do a marathon of Marathon. I'm gonna call it the Marathonathon. Not a bit. I'm gonna do that in May. Of course, it also depends on if they release this trailer and they're like, play it now. Which also makes me want to go to their website. I mean, I already verified my age. Everybody knows my birthday. I'm old. I'm 30. Yeah, these were the shirts. When they dropped these, by the way, they were, like I said, they were about $100 Canadian. I did sign up already with my email, and they also had a creators page. Three minutes. We're so close. The reveal. I mean, I might find more stuff if I search Twitter, but I don't want to go on that website anymore. And since I saw fetish art in the Marathon search terms for Blue Sky, uncensored, by the way, please use Blue Sky's moderation tools to censor porn. I'm a little gun shy about continuing to search it on Blue Sky itself as well. So we're just gonna wait. Like, it takes no effort at all to put alt text in your posts and to say contains suggestive content. It's better for everyone if you just do that. not trying to be a prude or like say you can't ever post horny shit. It's just important. Ooh. I also want to say straight up from the top of the gun, I do not care what the general consensus of this game is from any big streamers or crowds or anything like that. What's this redeem thing people are doing? I don't know. I'm gonna try it. It's gonna steal somebody else's message and post it. Give me that code too. There it is. Very, very soon. It is worth noting, I did sign up for the creator email and stuff. I want to check my email, see if I got anything. I wouldn't be able to tell you if I did or not, because it would probably be NDA. Here we fucking go.
Hello and welcome back to Bungie HQ here in beautiful Washington, where we're coming to you live with the opportunity to share a little bit of Marathon gameplay with you for the very first time. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, and we've got an awesome show lined up for you with a little surprise at the end that you're going to want to stick around to. So make sure to go ahead and not tune out early. But no need to worry. You're not going to have to sit here and listen to me. I'm joined by some of my teammates here at Bungie to walk us through some of what we're going to be seeing today. So no time like the present. Let's get into the show. First things first,
Worm
this gentleman
shirt.
here to my right, to your left, is Marathon's game director, Mr. Joe Ziegler. Joe, how you doing?
There's already a sticker.
I'm doing great. Thank you very much. Super excited to finally show something about our game, you know? We've been a little bit silent for a while, but we're hoping you'll have a lot of fun today.
Yeah, we'll have another video in addition to the one of just you.
In retrospect.
Exactly, yeah. I won't be talking for like 20 minutes straight this time. I promise.
In retrospect,
So for anyone
It's
out there
only
that,
been a
may
year
not know you or what you do here, can you tell us just a little bit about
since the
yourself?
reveal.
Work with a lot of amazing
And people were like, well, we know nothing about this game. It's probably going to be terrible. It just a year.
My goal is ultimately to take sort of all the ideas that we have, bring them together into a singular experience, and help to deliver that experience as a single thread. So, just love that.
Thank you very much for being here today, man.
I want that.
Thank you.
I want that
absolutely.
lanyard.
As we go on down the line, we're also joined by a man who's been instrumental in bringing the worlds of both games and film to life, our franchise art director, Mr. Joe Cross. Joe, how's it going?
Who?
Joe, for anyone, obviously you've got some fans here, but for anyone out there in the audience at home that may not know you or doesn't get a chance to work with you, can you tell us just a little bit about who you are and what you do here?
Yeah, so I'm Joe Cross. I'm franchise art director of Marathon. And my job is to sort of set the tone and the vision, the visual style of this, reimagine this IP and this amazing game. And then, make sure that our world-class art team is set up for success. Paving the way a bit.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for everything.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot to dig into today, so thank you for being here as well.
Thank you.
As we go right on down the line, we have, without a doubt, the most important Andrew on this stage here today, our gameplay director, Mr. Andrew Witz. How's it going, Witz? Witz, for anyone out there that may be just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, Andrew Witz. I'm the gameplay director. What basically means is I had to work with a bunch of awesome people to set up what the survival sandbox of Marathon is going to be. So that's runners, weapons and equipment, and the combatants, the UESC. They're going to be hunting players on Tau Ceti. So yeah, what up to the gameplay team? Thank you all for all your work.
And of course, last but exceptionally not
so that's
least,
the
someone who
PvE
you've probably
bit.
seen in Bungie Vidocs in the past, and someone who's been able to help guide design here at Bungie since Halo 3. The one, the only Senior Design Lead here, rather, the one, the only Mr. Lars Bakken.
Worm shirt.
Thank you. Thank you.
Lars, we're back.
You could say Marathon's back.
You could. I'll leave that to you, though. Well, for anyone out there in the audience who may not get that reference and is just meeting you for the first time, can you tell us just a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, my name is Lars Bakken. I'm a senior design lead on the Run team. Shout out to Run team, everyone that's out there right now. A lot of fans out there. So the Run team is consisting of, we make the maps, so the zones that you're going into, we make the activities, so we take some of the cool stuff that Andrew's team, we remix it, we add the UESC in, we make them real difficult on purpose. And then we also have the contracts team, which are the factions, the corporations that players are sort of doing deals with because they're mercenaries. And that gets a little bit down into sort of the missions and everything. And so that's the stuff I hopefully make everyone proud with.
Well, we'll get into that here very shortly, but no, thank you all for starters all for being here. Before we get started as well, a quick reminder, do yourself a favor, make sure you've got your Bungie and your Twitch account linked to make sure you don't miss out on the Twitch drop that's going on right now. And if you also go ahead
the Twitch
and
drop is
subscribe
still
to any
the
channel in the Marathon directory, you can get a special little cat
emblem
badge next to your name to go ahead and show everyone that you were here today. So go out there, find a streamer you haven't found before, and make sure and drop a sub out there and share the love. And also, if you have dropped your sub here on Marathon the Game, worry not, that money all goes to the Bungie Foundation, so thank you for helping us help them do some good out there. And now we have a big show again lined up. We've got some gameplay on the way coming up very shortly.
Please.
We had a chance to go ahead and work with some creators and press very recently, and we're going to show you what they thought of the game. And of course, again, I'll repeat myself, but we've got something really great for you at the end of the show, so make sure and stick around.
I don't care if this game is
but
bad.
again, the
I'm
purpose
going to
of
be
today is to
standing
show
it
some
until I
gameplay.
die.
Mr. Joe
Absolutely.
Ziegler, I'd love to hand the mic to you for this next part.
Yeah, so before we get started, obviously there's a lot to talk about today. We have a little bit of a taste to show you about what our game is about, just to kick us off, so we can put some images to what we've been talking about here. So let's take a look.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yeah, no, it's Destiny. No, the gameplay is Destiny, but you know what? That's so pretty! Oh. I don't know if anyone expected anything less. Like, of course the shooting mechanics are gonna be very Destiny-like.
The end of all things. But the dream is not over. My dream. Yours. Now. Run.
Ooh. Good chunky guns, really interesting aesthetics. I'm in love. Riot Shield. Escape will make me God. This year. What?
All right. Everyone, first things first. You
You
saw
don't-
that correctly. Marathon will be releasing just later this year on September 23rd. So you'll
What?
be able to ship out to Tau City very shortly. And in addition to that, coming just later this month on April 23rd, we're going to be running a closed alpha test that you can be a part of. Now, as a quick heads up, this is going to be focused on North America, 18 plus only. So there's going to be a big chance to play up front, but don't worry, there's going to be other opportunities to play later.
Where the fuck is the
make sure you're
Discord?
caught up with all the details and you're ready to go. Do yourself a favor, head over to our Discord at discord.gg/marathonthegame. And of course, if you're here in Twitch chat with us today, then you've already done yourself a big favor. Members of our community and moderation teams are going to be going out and looking for folks to drop codes to as well to make sure that you can get priority access when the alpha kicks off. So go ahead and keep an eye out on your inbox. There's no exclamation point drops or anything you need to do, though I'm sure folks will do it anyway. But worry not, you've gone ahead and done yourself a favor by being here today. But
A server is unavailable due to temporary outage.
A lot of death, you know, is first what we all saw. But honestly, you saw a first glimpse of some of what's going on in Marathon, you know, our extraction shooter that we're creating over here. And it's got a little bit of everything. It's got some runners in there.
Literally, the server is
Got some
unavailable.
crazy stuff happening, but yeah.
Yeah, a little taste of the weapons in there. You saw some alternate weapon actions. The flip scope is in there, so weapons are going to do more than just shoot, obviously. It's a Bungie game. We got to like really push things. Yeah, a lot of runner abilities are in there as well. The UESC, obviously a little taste of the UESC and what they're capable of. Yeah, a lot of awesome stuff.
And some fun world interactions too. Like there's that sequence where the shutters go down and then everything goes wrong for the team that's in that room. But that's, yeah, it's pretty cool to see those things.
Yeah, everything goes wrong in the Andy Salisbury story. Mr. Ziegler, so why are we making Marathon? Why is Bungie going into the extraction shooter space?
I mean, extraction shooters are something that are a passion of all of ours. Like, we really like the idea of bringing this experience that we've all enjoyed, which is this kind of intense survival-based experience where you are frequently unsure of what's going to happen next, but you're on that adventurous ride of it. You know, we talk about it sort of like it's a horror story that's kind of unfolding before you.
Kind of is. It's
testing yourself
stressful
to see if you can
in
survive it
a fun way.
And we really wanted to take that and sort of, I don't know, bring a lot more people into it. When you love something, you really kind of want to just, you know, attract others to it, and so you can have a bigger party with it. And so, yeah, we've been doing a lot of work to make that happen.
Yeah, no, it shows. And you know, Lars, obviously, Bungie's got a long history of shooters, but this is a new type altogether for us to dive into. From your side, what's it been like designing for all of this?
It's been fantastic. So when I started at Bungie, it was on the multiplayer team. And I am a competitive person in my nature. I really enjoy PvP. And so having to take that in the Marathon game and think about every single angle of every design, knowing that there will be other human beings in, around, and on the other side of it has just been fascinating and really exhilarating for myself personally, and I also know for the team.
It's been really exciting to see. And you know, obviously, you mentioned we saw a lot. We saw some runners. Mr. Witz, can you do me a favor and help introduce these 4 runners that are going to be available when the closed alpha test begins?
Yeah, for sure. We'll have 6 runners at launch, but we're focusing on the core 4 here they're going to be in the alpha. So going left to right, we have Locust. Locust is our soldier kind of fantasy, our soldier kit, all about push forward gameplay,
so they're
right? The first one in,
character
trying to get
archetypes.
as many picks as possible, right? Against either the UESC or other players. Next, we have Blackbird. It's a very reconnaissance-based kit, all about
I hope they're
figuring out
customizable.
where players and enemies are in general and punishing poor positioning. Glitch is like our agile disruptor kind of kit, all about pushing forward, disrupting enemy teams and what they're doing. And
They're
getting
describing
out
it as
and kind of having
kits,
that
yeah.
kind of cycle. Void is our stealth boy, our sneaky boy, all about throwing down smokes, going a full active camo cloak into the darkness, getting some reses, and then taking some people by surprise. So yeah, this is our core 4 right now for
Very
alpha.
exciting. A lot of different play styles to choose from out of the gate. And even furthermore, Joe Cross, also, if anyone's not following Joe Cross on Twitter, do yourself a favor and do so. But you've been sharing some art with these runners pretty recently out there on Twitter with everyone. You know, before the show, we were talking a little bit, and I've heard this come up a lot, but you know, you guys have been working off of this concept of graphic realism. Can you tell us a little bit about what that is and what that means for the design here?
Yeah, it's one of our ingredients that we've sort of conjured up to help us define the visual world. For these runners, you know, the first thing we wanted to make sure was their visual fantasy reflected the gameplay fantasy well. And then we sort of have our you know, unique recipe of influences and inspirations for the reimagining of this world. And one of those sort of constraints we've created is this idea of graphic realism, where we kind of reduce the amount of geometry, we limit our materials, we use a lot of graphic design and color. And we sort of use it as a tool to onboard artists who are working on the project. And then it doesn't hurt to have a world-class concept team cranking this stuff out. And that's sort of the origin of a lot of these designs.
Yeah. And obviously the world of Marathon has so much legacy to it as well. As a kid who grew up playing it, I know it well myself. But what's it been like stepping into this world?
It's amazing. For art geeks out there, the father of the Marathon visual world in a lot of ways is this guy Craig Mullins, who you see art represented on the left. Started out as a fan, then got incorporated into the IP officially by Bungie, and so his legacy looms super large. And we've always tried to, pay attention, pay homage, make sure we were doing justice. And you can see here in the center, this is kind of a proto-runner we developed early in the process to make sure that our sort of approach to graphic realism and style lined up and sort of represented that. And then on the right here, sort of an evolution into one of our actual runners here, Blackbird, with a similar fantasy and composition. Ooh. So I think it's working out well, and I think we're doing something new, but also sort of looking back.
It's like a 3-panel study on how to hold the spine, right? Is what you're looking at.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, that's really awesome. Yeah.
Is it a spine?
I don't know. It could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
It looks
Well,
spine-like.
If anyone out there in Twitch chat as well has any questions, go ahead and drop them in. We're going to try and answer as many as we can. We're going to
There's 50,000 people in Twitch chat. There's no way you're going to see those questions.
Please feel free to throw it in there. Folks on the community team are going to be keeping an eye out. But we've obviously got a chance to go ahead and dive a little deeper. We've done some telling. Let's go ahead and do some more showing by taking a bit of a deeper dive into some more Marathon gameplay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. I'm perched so far forward in my chair.
Marathon is a team-based extraction shooter set around the mysterious and cutthroat world of Tau Ceti 4. You are a runner, a cybernetic mercenary who's given up their human form for a biosynthetic shell with unique abilities and stats, capable of both tactical and fast-paced combat. Here you'll fight in a crew of up to 3 players across a variety of zones and points of interest. You'll face rival runners in zones of up to 18 players, countless security forces, and otherworldly threats.
Yeah, the aliens are still here.
A lost colony
Kitty!
For glory and fortune. The environments of Tau Ceti 4 are filled with weapons, materials, and equipment you can scavenge throughout the map. Before deploying, you'll strategically build your loadout and select a runner to ensure you're equipped for the run ahead. Your objective is simple. Get in, gather as much loot as you can, and make it out alive. Die, and all your gear will be up for grabs. Survive, and your loot can be taken into future runs as you grow in power and fill your vault. Death is inevitable.
Burt SMG.
But it's never the end. Think quickly on your feet and outplay your opponents. And in your next run, you and your teammates will be the ones coming out on top. And even if you're down on your luck, factions can sponsor you with a fresh loadout, so you can get right back into the fight.
Ah, that explains all the brands.
Bungie brings its best-in-class first-person multiplayer action to the forefront. Dynamic and tactile gunplay, runners with unique playstyles, and customizable builds create highly dynamic and strategic team fights. Whether you're on a zero-to-hero run or high-rolling with powerful gear, you'll need to use your best judgment when you decide which fights to pick and how. Because no matter how geared you are, players with skill and strategy will always have the edge.
This is my shit now. This is all I'm gonna play.
To be played in crews with contextual pings, shared objectives, and down but not out to streamline playing with your friends.
But is there a solo mode?
Death is not the end. And if you're the last one standing, you can overcome the odds to revive your teammates and get out with your hard-earned loot. And if you believe your skills alone are enough to conquer any challenge, we give you the freedom to opt out of crew fill to take all the glory for yourself as a solo runner.
Okay.
No two runs in Marathon ever play out the same. With dynamic events, variable weather, and unpredictable players, you'll have to adapt on the fly if you want to survive. Each
Gonna fucking
run has
get
a
you.
time limit, and anything can happen while you're chasing your objective. Looking to unlock upgrades or increase your faction reputation? Slip into the shadows as Void and ghost past your enemies. Search the map for rare materials and profit opportunities without being discovered. Want to push enemy teams and steal their loot? Bring in Glitch with agility implants and your strongest weapons to disrupt rival crews.
Okay,
Run
so
support
she's...
your friends, grab extra equipment, shield charges, and a specialized backpack to be the lifeline they need. You're always free to experiment with team compositions, and the only limit to how you want to play your runner is your loot and imagination. Endgame challenges, ranked play,
GameCube.
discovering secrets, seasonal storytelling, community events, and more all await you in Season 1, where you and your friends will start to unravel the mysteries of Tau Ceti 4. Remember, you're only ever one run away from your next big score.
I'm so happy. It looks so good. It's coming out soon. It's so cool.
All right.
This is my
Producing
life
out of
now.
gameplay. All right. Let's get into breaking this down. So I think for starters, again, as we touched on before the break, Bungie has such a rich history with Marathon. Joe Cross, from your standpoint, facilitating this gameplay with your art style, again, what was it like kind of approaching this from your perspective? What were you looking to do?
Build on the legacy. The narrative of Marathon is incredibly rich and like inspirational, easy sort of inspiration for art. I also love just sort of having the keys to this car from this era, working on a game from this era. I love older games. I love the way the games look from the PS1, PS2 era. So there was a lot for us, and like I said, paying homage to some of the great sort of iconic artists of the time. So
Yeah, and also we had some keen-eared folks in chat. I think it's Joey Wolffinder asked if this is Ben Starr. Yep, Ben Starr was the narrator of that piece. Excellent ear.
Great voice, right?
Yeah, super
Great
cool.
voice.
Yeah,
Wonderful voice.
he's almost an Andrew Witz, but he does his best. But all right, I'm gonna put you on the spot with a tough one, Mr. Joe Ziegler.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite runner?
Ooh, controversial question. I play a variety of them, but I will say probably the one I end up playing the most is Blackbird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Any Blackbird mains out there? I like playing Blackbird because it's a great crew runner. Like it's in terms of being able to provide a lot of information, provide a lot of support. It's also a great runner that's kind of helps to counter a lot of strategies that can occur, especially ambush strategies that happen. Also to catch Void out of position if Void's trying to hide. So yeah, there's a lot of versatility to how you can play it.
Very fun, Mr. Witz. I think you and I share the same main. I got to ask as well. Who's your go-to runner?
Oh, I split my time between Locust. I'm a very push-forward kind of player, as Joe reminds me all the time, because I'm pushing too much too
You don't
often.
even have a W key. It just goes.
I just love to go fast forward. That's right.
Yeah.
And so, like, yeah, that push forward gameplay that Locust kind of has, right? Being like the first to try and get a pick, seeing somebody out of position, going for that pick. Also, I like to play Glitch a lot too. Again, like, I really love that disruption play style. I love just finding an enemy crew trying to exfil, trying to extract, and then like taking like the arm cannon and just knocking them out of like the zone, and now they're trapped with me and hopefully my teammates. Joe.
I'm scanning. I'm looking for enemies. It's good, yeah.
To that same end, actually, as you guys kind of discuss the runners, Destas in chat asks, what's the pacing targets to the gameplay? Are there any movement or traversal mechanics?
There are a lot of movement and traversal mechanics inside of the game, but it varies. Your effectiveness varies per runner.
Yeah, like everything in like we're making like a survival sandbox, which means everything kind of has to have a cost, right? And so like if you want to go fast, like Locust has like a super sprint, so to speak. Like they have leg jets that kind of come on to help you sprint even faster. That causes heat. So basically, it's almost like a stamina system, but we call it heat because we're these awesome mercenary cyborgs, right? Where like the body overheats, and so this character has like some mobility, but you overheat quite a bit. So that's kind of the cost that's there, and so that's what pushes us into like finding implants that maybe like expand like how much like your heat meter, and also give you more agility, so you can even go even faster, right? So yeah, there's a lot of cost in the game in terms of when we place a mobility thing in there, we really want to make sure. It's like, how does this affect the pace, and how does this affect the overall survival sandbox?
And to be fair, we're still looking at the alpha builds. We got to balance a lot of stuff because some stuff is kind of sketchy. Yeah.
There's a lot to learn. That's why we're doing this, right?
Yeah, I mean, and actually, while we're talking about kind of those finer details, Wits, I'd love to still kind of bug you a little bit. In Marathon, build crafting is a big deal. What does that mean in the world that you guys are building?
Yeah, and so like the runners are essentially like a base, right? And so each runner has, they have a bunch of implants that you can kind of find.
Can we
that
customize
do kind
them?
Of wild things, and like as they go up in rarity, right? There's a lot of stats, so you can increase your resistance to certain things. So like Tox is one, so you can essentially be poisoned, right, as our Tox, and so you can build up resistances to that. You can increase your agility. There's shields, obviously, to make you a bit more durable. We have cores. Cores are really cool. They basically give you like extra passives. And at the base rarity, like they have these kind of passives that you kind of play around. At the highest rarity, they are specific to the runner kit that you have, the runner you're playing. And what they do is they really augment your abilities wildly, right? So you can, you're doing one thing, and then you get like a cord specifically for glitch, and now you're like, oh, my double jump is a triple jump? Like that's how much we want to kind of push that, so that gear really matters. And so builds are like completely the implants, the cores, weapons, weapon attachments. Weapons have like a pretty cool progression too. We have gold mods, which are kind of like the highest end of the attachment pool. They're essentially like exotics in our game, right? What is the exotic version of this Magnum that can do some wild stuff? So yeah, like the entire package together is what the build crafting experience is in Marathon.
Have they shown how it ties in
to
yet?
That same end, we got a question in chat as well from, I think, Firex is how you pronounce it. How many players are going to be in each map?
Varies per map.
Yeah, it varies per map.
Got it.
The footage that people have seen a lot of, Dire Marsh, we support up to 18 players.
Okay.
Okay, all right, so going to be room for a lot of play styles. To that same end, I know we talked a little bit about Void earlier as well. Lars, can you walk us through maybe just your play style when you're approaching any of these runs?
Sure.
I'm going to turn it down so I can answer that question. Before the gameplay reveal, they talked to a couple of different people, and one of them was the narrative director. The narrative director said that they used the classic marathons as a base, and they want to say that they described it as sacred. So what they did was like, they said they can't reveal much, just that it will connect. It feels like a cop-out to say like, I can't reveal anything, I'll get in trouble, but like, I mean, it's coming out in September, so I guess we'll have to see how the story unfolds. And we've seen a lot of it with the ARG as well, how there's like a couple of connecting tissue. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm going to be playing through the classic games because, like I said, all of them are for free on Steam right now. So just might as well download them and fuck around with them because they're classic Doom clones.
5 minutes later, I see the shield crack in the HUD, and I'm like, yes, I can go back and see what's going on. So yeah, that's how I like to play.
Yeah. How about you, Joe Cross? What's your go-to?
Well, if you know me, I'd rather look good and lose. So
Mood.
I generally pick the runner with the coolest helmet, and in this lineup, I think that's clearly Blackbird. As far as my play style, I'm typically just a decoy. So
it's like, Joe, go over there.
Yeah, exactly.
Look really great.
Yeah, exactly. Just stand in the open for a little bit. Yeah.
So that's the end of my run story.
I mean, it is the same planet.
Fair.
I think
Well,
that's the
we wanna
main
thank you
tie.
all for your collective sacrifice. We appreciate it. So actually, to that same end, obviously we do a lot of playtesting here internally. Wits, I know you mentioned you've got a folder of some of your best plays, but what are some of your most memorable runs so far?
Some of my memorable runs are really when I think I'm going to be doing one thing, right? Like, okay, I'm going to do a contract. I'm going to be going here. I got to go into this room. I got to interact with this device. And I think it's like I'm safe. Like I'm kind of doing like a routine thing. I can get in and get out if I'm like smart about it and really kind of listen for what's going on. Like there's no UESC around. There's no players around. And oftentimes there's another player. Like the best moments is there's another crew that are going for the exact same thing. And there's this moment of like you're about to turn the key to get into a locked room, and then the other team is right there, and you're like, oh crap, like, and then you're like, this is all-out war in like a hallway that seems to be like a regular hallway, but now it's just like it just gets crazy. And so I think those are the peaks that happen where there's these tense moments you're trying to do something that lead to these very quick crescendos where, these mercenaries kind of going crazy, and like all these players are jumping in.
You make it sound like you're playing so carefully, but you're not.
Listen, the tactics are happening fast.
Yeah, okay.
They're
It's
going,
just processing
they're
power.
going, the math is going. Like, it's happening.
It's improvisational, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like, runs can obviously entail a lot, but we also have a question from Sharky218. Is loot going to be just weapons, or is there going to be more for people to go after while they're out there in Tau Ceti?
There's a ton of loot.
There's a ton of
loot. Yeah, there's implants, there's cores, there's equipment, there's
Grenades.
Consumables.
Let's talk about grenades.
Yeah, there's grenades.
I mean,
we have a bunch of different types of grenades in the game as well that you can loot in the world.
I also figure there's
we have
probably like
valuables,
faction
we have
stuff.
backpacks.
They mentioned that.
Attachments, weapons, materials, keys.
and there's a bunch of stuff too that we're just we call valuables, but like there's times when you're running low on money and you're like, I just need to do a valuables run right now, and I need to pick up these things and get my money, into my space bank. So.
Space Bank, yeah.
That actually is a good segue from, and I'm not making this name up, Ballin' Hobo asks, what do I do with the loot when I extract? Like, why does it matter in the long run?
Yeah, there's a variety of reasons. So a lot of it was related to sort of our factions and contract system.
Yeah, I figured.
You want to talk a little bit about that, Lars?
Yeah. We've got this entire system we call factions. You're doing contracts, they're like missions, and you are being greeted originally by AI representative because you are a mercenary. You don't really have allegiance to anyone. They are going to pay you to do these jobs, and so they'll give you these missions to do. And as you're doing these missions, like Andrew said, sometimes you'll run into danger. But the cool thing about, I think, a lot of the faction and the contract system is like, you could complete download the agricultural survey from this one area on one of the zones, and you're doing the thing, and you've sort of done it. So even if you die, you've still made progress there, which I think is a really cool aspect of that feature. But then there's also this other meta layer where as you're working with the different factions, they allow you to upgrade yourself over time, and so you can increase your heat meter, you can increase your loot speed, things like that.
I was gonna say, you're trying to get as much loot as possible to meet the challenge of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like essentially, different missions get harder over time, right? Which means you want to have more loot on you so you can survive longer, so just in general, be able to do fight all the different, hostile entities in the world, like get through there's a POI on a zone that's heavily fortified by UESC, and all of the different units that are there, the snipers, the assault units. Like
Probably the first time in a while I've heard Bungie not use names that are just
and honestly, like a
the
lot of the loot translates
descriptor,
into things like upgrades.
the word,
utilize factions, but there's also
the witness, the darkness, the fallen, the hive,
where you can
the
use a lot of your
vex,
currency and things like that to actually re-equip yourself.
the burger,
or to upgrade yourself if you need anything from that space.
The light, the darkness.
There's a lot of reasons to get a lot of good loot out. I don't think I'm ever short of reasons to get loot out.
That just says something else about me, though. I'm just a loot goblin. So sometimes extraction shooters also can be seen as kind of hardcore and maybe tough to get into. What are some of the things that you guys are doing to make them easier to dive into?
Yeah, I think there's a couple things that we could talk about. One is we are obviously investing, besides doing a little bit more onboarding in the front end, so players can understand a little bit about what the nature of the game mode is. We're also doing a lot to make combat something that's a little bit more approachable, but also just equally as deep and have pretty wide things, but I think Andrew could talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, we want to make this is like a Bungie shooter, right? We want to make sure it's approachable. We like nail those fantasies. Every button press feels awesome, right? And so really trying to bring that kind of like morph the Bungie action game into like in the survival space, where again everything kind of costs something, right? Getting shot, like you're not going to have like a limb system where like your limb's broken or anything, but you will like guns do stopping power, right? Which they can knock you out of sprint, they can slow you down, right? Status effects are still in the game, and so if you are hit with a chem grenade, right, you're gonna be toxed. You can be immobilized, right, which really slows you down. You can be overheated. There's all these things, and that pushes you into using consumables and making sure you have an answer for these things that happen. So we're trying to make sure that you keep the depth of the survival game, but the approachability of the action game, right? And so that's how we're trying to marry that together. And in addition to that, if you have
the
some
vision,
bad
honestly.
runs, right, like, and you don't have a lot of, you see your loot kind of going down, we have the sponsored kits, like it's kind of talking in the video earlier, where it's a package of gameplay items like weapons or equipment or maybe a shield or something or consumables. That's kind of like the floor for what we think you can be really like you can be capable in the environment and actually like fight other players that actually are kitted out. So you're never feeling like the goal is that you can always clutch. Even if you find somebody who's completed kitted out in like really high-end gear, because that's your payday, right? That's like the beauty of the moment of like, oh my God, I took this player, and oh, they have the best shield in the game. Hell yeah,
Yeah. Hurts. I mean, obviously, going to be a lot of good pointers for folks at home taking notes for when they get a chance to get into the alpha. But we'd be remiss if we also didn't mention how a big part of what we do here at Bungie is working alongside our community, which is why we've also had the chance since about 2022 to work with hundreds of different creators in our community as well, to go ahead and get some of their feedback. So to those of you out there that have joined us, thank you very much for your time and your opinions. They mean a lot. But no need to listen to me talk about it. We actually just last week had a bunch of folks in here to go ahead and play test the very same alpha build that some of you will have a chance to join in on as well. So I vote I go ahead and let you tell them about it in their own words.
Interesting.
You kind of feel the blood pumping.
Lupo.
Got him.
So Destiny streamers?
Down them all again and 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 again.
This is a new world. This is a different take on an extraction shooter.
No! Let me get out!
It's game changing. It is literally game changing.
I wasn't invited.
This is such an exciting time for us. You are the first group outside of Bungie to playtest our alpha build.
They're trying really hard not to show the UI.
Look daddy up, let's go. Okay, I am ready and up. Whatever you two are.
Okay.
Oh, we are bringing some money in this time.
Quick read.
Oh, you looking around? See
yeah,
who's,
I'm gonna see who we're gonna read with.
Alrighty. Bio research is right next to us. You want to do the intercepts? Yeah.
Okay.
You just wanna
Pretty
grab that
straight
real
up.
quick? Yeah, we can do that. You want to get going?
Yep, Medro.
Ooh.
That should be a good one.
Look at the look the vibes, the aesthetic.
I'm up in there, yeah.
Oh, okay, there's...
Oh, yeah.
So, for the gang, there is fall damage, and it is severe if you...
Good to know, actually.
I got a mod earlier that, like, drastically reduces it, though. So there are ways to reduce it.
I may have just exploded my kneecaps.
If you dash right before you hit the ground, you don't take
it saves it.
It'll break the fall, yeah.
John Marathon is one of the names.
AI on the right.
Oh, that's so clean.
AI inside the little shrubbery compound over there.
A hostile unit is calling for reinforcements.
Oh, the way the AI moves is actually quite good.
Sorry.
But, you know, they've had over a decade to program good AI for PvE.
Still heading to field maintenance. Yep.
But like seeing them dash and stuff
Oh, I got AI over here like 20 feet.
and like do advanced movement, that's neat.
Are we killing them or ignoring them?
AI with a snipe up above is looking at me.
Ooh. And the sound design of the weapons.
I need some bits ammo. Guys, follow me. There's a green punk right there.
Drone?
There's 6.
Oh no, it's aliens.
Oh yeah, here I think.
Player. Stab one.
I hit one for the shield, but I'm
Down 2.
Yeah, that's probably gonna be me for most of it, is running at people with the shield.
Actually, you want to do the HDD? That's what I do.
Either way, I'm getting shredded right now, so I gotta eat
Clear
it.
the one, clear the AI outside first. They're just gonna beam us if we don't get rid of them.
We gotta. Yep.
What?
That's a purple one.
Oh, is there a self-res? I guess you have to carry it, but that's good to know.
Wait, the one is at fire like 5 knees.
All right, assault rifle.
Big grenadiers, yeah. They're pretty. What do you have on your little guy?
Oh yeah, no, I
Shield
just
had just been weapons on him. Poor guy.
box.
Oh, mechanics kit. That's what we need, right? We're just getting this mechanical static effect.
I'm using it.
Yeah, I'm inside with them.
Buffer engaged.
When you have the mechanics kit, it doesn't take anything. You're just good. Yeah.
Oh, commander defeated. So, oh, and they're at a drop point.
I'm unlocking the box.
Neat.
Yeah, dropping in big ones too.
Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, listen.
They've got long shots in too.
Oh, they're using the robot cat meows to censor swears.
Yeah.
That's clever.
It's gotta be.
I played one shield. There's a Lynx up there who's absolute. Oh my god, I almost realized.
He looks so grumpy.
Where are they?
They're on the balcony, like south 200.
I got one knocked. I got one knocked.
Nice.
Yeah, the time to kill seems reasonable, especially with shields.
Annihilated, dude. Oh my god.
On me. I'm out of ammo.
Yeah, I would say it's a self as you can.
There's a sniper.
Freaking no! It's a Brian! Kill him, he's a fiend, dude.
I'm coming to you, Sven.
Yeah, I see him.
Don't underestimate this guy.
Grenade.
Oh my god, that thing! He killed 2, I think it's 1v1.
Ooh.
Ben, you knocked 1, I knocked another.
Oh, that's Traxxas XP. So yeah, I guess like whoever you assign your faction to, those are the guys you get XP for. Or specific actions build for specific factions. So Traxxas wants you to do fighting. Maybe New Caloric wants you to do some gathering.
I don't see anybody over there yet.
Because there's the objective up there, exfil patch kits.
For an awful long time, I reckon he's gone to res.
Nope, he's right there, he's right there. Yep.
Yeah.
Tell me if they rest.
That's okay.
That's like a controller for a phone.
Angle at a distance.
Sniped a sniper.
Yeah, right on me. This player. I mean, very weak up there.
Keeps pressing. Nice little dash.
I'm underneath.
Are they where we got boys are down?
No, I'm the same way. This is outdoor laser tag arena. I feel that. It's just so refreshing to see something that's this bold.
I got no tags.
Like bold in color, in shape, in feel. It feels like the future. It's people experimenting with an interesting art style.
Yeah, hear him. Or is that USAC?
No, you said guy right there. They were shooting something in here.
Is that a player? No, that's...
think they kind of built a ringer group. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
They
but,
built God Squad, you could say. I feel like we might be the God Squad.
That was good. That was a good run.
Flawless. Your own last breath.
We got knife some AI and grab some guns.
We can go to field maintenance.
We got a loot container key. Isn't there one of those around here?
Yeah, it's right here.
I like that because you're like essentially a digitized brain in a computer.
Where did I just hear that thought?
You're processing what's in a box. That's why like it takes time to loot. Which is an aspect of Tarkov and another Winter and other extraction games where it's like you can open a container and see what's in it, but it takes a second. Ooh, ooh. Little squelchy laser boy. I like him.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
Try to get under the ramp.
Yeah, yeah.
What?
Someone's sucking me.
Stop sucking him! It's a purple shield.
He's sucking me. Look at that little pistol. That's so
I found a
cute.
purple enemy. I heavy knifed it 4 times and had to dump a full mag into it.
Assault commander. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to wind up LMG with square bullets, which there's precedent. The G11, if you're not
Yay.
familiar,
I don't want the
Yeah, they-
conquest. LMG.
caseless but completely square bullet.
Take it, but I don't want it.
Or not the bullet is square, the case
take
square.
this, take
Long
this.
shot.
Because it's in like a
Same.
block of
What's
propellant.
the question marks again?
That
That
is
are
a
on
good
the map?
quest. Oh, I think those are the flares, right?
Huh? Like
Like
this?
the cash flares?
Yeah, I don't know.
Flares, 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 flares.
Oh, the scope is like, is it tracking?
One is broken.
I think slightly. It's like a. Seeing the stealth here. Interesting combo of going with the stealth character with an LMG.
I knocked one.
Good clear iron sights on the assault rifle. The charging handle being forward isn't necessarily bad gun design.
Glitch is moving. Glitch is moving.
Behind,
It's
yeah,
just
glitches
an
behind you.
interesting
White
decision.
shield, white shield.
Oh, she's scared. She's scared.
Down, down.
Nice.
Very good.
Very, very nice. I called the purple.
Stress of like if you're dealing with multiple
yeah,
people.
With the frickin' purple. Here's a green on this
Purple shield. Who has that?
one. Me.
The big items, the big drops, the stuff that's like really high value, they're like, I have to get this out.
Doesn't matter if I'm playing Lucas or Void or Glitch. If I've got a better aim, I'm gonna win. There's no other extraction shooter like that.
I want to see the finisher from the
People find out
person on
about
the
some of
ground.
secrets and stuff, they are going to
I'm probably going
lose
to.
their mind.
Oh, the marathon
Playing
server's up.
So far has just been refreshing, I'd like to say. Everything felt really locked in.
This being sort of the next full Bungie experience is an exciting moment.
The game is inherently fun. I just want to play more.
All right, so obviously having those creators in was a whole lot of fun. Getting to work with both creators and players alike has been a privilege. It's been a great time getting to set that up. And of course, I promise I'm not saying this just because I work on the social media team here, but if you head over to our YouTube channel, we have a full 20-minute version of that. So youtube.com @MarathonTheGame is where to find us. Also same with all of our other socials as long as I'm at it. But Lars, obviously again, like we talked about before that video, we're familiar with working with our community really closely, but have we ever done it this early or at this scale before?
So I've been at Bungie for a while now, since the Halo 3 days,
Ooh.
and I think the thing, even since my time, we've been really good about is working with players, working with the community. It's something we take pride in. And on this game in particular, yeah, we brought people in, players in much earlier into the process than I think we ever have before, and it's given us really good insight. You know, we tell them when they show up, be brutally honest, because that's how we learn. That's how we understand what needs to change, what needs to get better, and I think it's been really great.
It's been a ton of fun. I mean, even again, like these folks were all here last week. You guys were in there with them. Some of you playing as well. What was it like?
Oh, it was super
I
exciting.
can't say anything, but there is an NDA, so I'm not going to be streaming this beta, which is fine.
We've been engaging with for a long time, and some players who were brand new, and it was great to see sort of like the mix of the both. Especially when you got to some higher level skilled players who just joined in.
I finally got into the Discord, and when you log in, you type in /alpha, and it asks you to do this survey.
You had some pretty awesome moments, didn't you?
Yeah, so it was pretty amazing to jump in, and I'm going to throw Nick under the bus for a moment here. Like, apparently he was on the team with Brian and Jeff Keighley, and they were not having success. Y'all were like destroying them, the creators. Yeah, he's probably
Jeff Keighley
was destroying them. So I was brought in as like a hired gun to
Jeff
help
Keighley.
get Jeff through, and
thank you.
I did my job.
Mission accomplished, Lars. Yeah.
Something that he's used to, obviously. Also, though, you were saying you were observing a little bit as well, maybe not playing quite as much. What was it like, you know, from your perspective, getting to see all these folks jump in and play the game for the first time? Some of them.
I mean, it was awesome. It's awesome, like playing the game for so long, right, and seeing other people play the game is just a great feeling, right, for like the whole team. You get to see things that you designed for happen, and in real life, right? You see people who are like being hunted by other players that take refuge by like we're a heavily fortified area, and watching the UESC equalize a little bit. Moments like that was great. There was another fight that was like it looked so fun, but also hilarious, but also like really like it was like a great time, but also really tense. There was two crews that were fighting under the dire marsh map. There's a bunch of tunnels and stuff like that, and they were fighting in the tunnels, and the fight was literally like almost 1-by-1s, like 3 and 3, like constantly moving towards each other and fighting in the hallway. The person in the front dropping meds for people in the back and changing positions, and that fight went into like little vents as well. So it was like this it was this hilarious chase that was like it was super tense because you didn't know exactly whether you were going to get third party, and they were just the volume of the room kept on going up from those two crews because they were just like, where are they going to get flanked? There's another vent right there that could pop up from there. And they were shooting vents just like out of just pure paranoia. It was awesome to watch.
It's a good balance to strike, obviously, yeah. And you, again, we were mentioning you got to play. Were there any other creators you got to dive in with?
Yeah, I was on a team with Valkyrie and Katamina, and we had a lot of fun. There was like a couple moments where we bunkered down underneath a greenhouse in the tunnels underneath. Tunnels are dangerous, and they were fun. But we basically created like a little
quiet. I'm letting them talk.
So we were baiting them down into it. And yeah, it was pretty successful. I'm telling you, the Claymore strats are good. Yeah. Don't sleep on Claymores. They're
pretty solid.
Yeah.
Lars is like, I know.
Yeah.
So, even in addition to these creators, the legacy of Marathon's community goes so long goes so far rather. As someone who's played a lot of Aleph 1 in the past as well myself, back on my Titanium G4 PowerBook so long ago, bringing in the Aleph 1 team was really, really exciting. You guys got a chance to work with them as well, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's super exciting to sort of connect to the heritage of Marathon, right? Like to keep that alive as we're sort of building this new world. And so working with the Aleph 1 team has been really awesome with the Marathon Classic on Steam. Is the release that they had, as well as the Marathon Classic 2, I think, is on Steam as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of those, it's like sort of connecting the threads, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
Sort of remembering the past as we're sort of building this new, re-envisioning in a lot of ways.
Ignore this, chat.
Yeah. Actually, kind of on this topic as well, about the dangers of the world, we do have a question from Twitch chat. Are there dangerous PvE encounters? Obviously, you've mentioned that the UESC is out there, and you should underestimate them at your own peril. But can you tell us a little bit more about maybe some of those emergent threats that await players?
Yeah, absolutely. There's the UESC security units that are out there. There's a bunch of different types that do different things. So watch out for them. We also have ticks, which are these wonderful, surprising, explodey fauna. Yeah, they run at you. They run at you, explode on you, and you have to shoot the nests actually to get rid of them essentially. Otherwise, they'll keep coming. And there's a bunch of hazards and stuff that are like gonna be on the map as well. Like we have a bunch of like Tux rooms and all kinds of surprises that await players. And and yeah, in the alpha there's a few.
So I finished the
The scariest unit? The Ghost Commander for me, for sure. The Ghost Commander, their ability is like they go into active camo and they actually have clone. They have a bunch of like clones that go out there, so you think you're not sure which one to shoot, and then by the time you recognize which one is actually the real one, right? It's like it may be over for you, but that's one. The sniper, also love the sniper as well. We really want to have these prolonged sniper fights that are really great against the UESC, and if you manage to really push them and they notice you're pushing, they'll punish you for that too. So like, yeah, definitely be careful of these units. Tread carefully.
Not to be trifled with, right?
And the recruits, honestly, the recruits, they have this rush down that they do. If you're not too careful in knowing where they're gonna be flanking you and rushing you down from, like, yeah, we're purposely making them these formidable foes that you can't get treasure out of the world easily, and they're guarding it, and they're doing a pretty damn good job.
You can't ignore them either. Once they're on your set, you kind of gotta figure out a way.
Yes. Exactly.
Also, too, we've got another question from, I believe, Shepsky. Can a team be composed of any number of runner types, like 3 Blackbirds, for example?
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
There's no restriction on how you assemble your crew.
Joining the
You can
Discord, they
all
give you
play
this
the same.
image.
You can create a meme comp if you want. Or you can diversify a little bit, you know, and sort of try to use each other's utilities. But we've seen them all. It's been really cool to see kind of the different combinations we've seen. Yeah.
But you may never know, like those 3 different like players that are playing Blackbird, they may have very different builds and what they're gearing towards in Blackbird, right? Like they may be some of them, like one of them may actually have implants that allow them to go in active camo. That's not a specific thing for a runner, so we're purposely trying to make it so that
Users already a member, join request is already complete. So I can't chat,
which is like basically 3 locusts.
Because it's telling me I have to complete steps.
Let's go. So, you know, again, obviously it's been so much fun to hear you guys even talking about this game and the experiences you've had. You've been building a world that's really ripe for players to tell their own stories in. You know, again, with the closed alpha on the way on April 23rd, as players finally get a chance, some of them to jump in, what are some of the stories you're most excited for them to get to dive in and maybe tell themselves?
So many. I mean, there's so many different stories that I think are that we're looking forward to seeing happen, especially ones that we've never even seen before. But getting onto the planet, like honestly, just trying to survive amongst all the different threats that exist there. The dying, you know, when our trailer says death, it's death. You know, there's a lot of death in the game. The learning from it, the challenging yourself, the getting back up and trying to do something new. It's gonna be exciting. I'm sure there's plenty of other things.
I'm curious, Mr. Cross. What are you expecting?
I mean, I'm you know, had the fortune to launch Destiny and now Marathon. It's always amazing to put something out into the world that you've been working on, you know, sort of in a bubble for 6 years or something like that, and have the players experience the visual world for the first time is amazing. Introducing the IP into the world, you know, sort of beyond the game. You know, sort of the culture it creates. Always excited to see like what the fans tell us what the game is and what the metas are and what the IP is, and so that exchange is always amazing.
Yeah, check out the Discord. It's getting wild in there right now. Wits, how about you? Anything come to mind on your side?
I'm just really excited for folks to discover the content and play with it in interesting ways. We've been making this meal for a bit. It's just time to see folks play, right? Like we've been making the sandbox for a bit. We've been working together on all the activities and everything in the world, right? It's just gonna be exciting to see people react to it organically and learn from it.
Yeah. Very exciting.
I'm also curious to see which runner will be the crowd favorite, out of the end. I have theories.
I know you have many theories.
Yeah.
Many theories.
Chat, Discord, let us know. We'd love to hear what you guys are thinking.
Absolutely.
But that brings us to just about the conclusion of what's been a very action-packed show. So for starters, guys, thanks so much for being here today. We really appreciate it.
I mean, thank you so much, and thank everybody out there. Like, our team is literally sitting behind these cameras here, and they're amazing. Like, you know, you should give yourself.
The server's the Discord is crashing. Like, but I got in and I finished the survey.
Also, there's an immense amount of staff here that has been super gracious and kind to come and help work with us on this. So just want to make sure all of you, let's give you a hand too. You know, you've been doing an amazing job. Thank you.
That's right. So again, as we noted at the top of the show, coming up at the very, very end, we've got a very special surprise. So go ahead and do yourself a favor and stick around all the way through till the end. But again, a huge thanks, Joe Ziegler, Joe Cross, Andrew Witz, and Lars Bakken. Thank you all for being here today. And of course, again, to echo Ziegler, thank you so much to the entire dev team here at Bungie. Thank you so much for being here today. Whether you're here with us in person or you're at home, it's your contributions that make Marathon possible. So truly, thank you. It's honestly humbling to be here today. And again, of course, the crew here, thank you all so much for all of your hard work.
All right, well,
it's
what's the
been
surprise?
incredible seeing this stage come up so much.
What
so
about
quickly, rather.
anti-cheat?
So thank you so much. It's been a gargantuan effort.
Probably
It's
going to
all
be
thanks
easy
your
anti-cheat
efforts.
because that's what they
and
use.
Most importantly, again, to all of you fine folks out there for joining us today. It's such a privilege for us to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on, and it matters most when you show up and join us. We know you have busy days, and we're thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for joining us here on this Saturday morning. And of course, we got something fun at the end. Make sure you stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating Scarrow and Mr. Raffle Waffles, Milo, out there here just after the show ends. So go ahead and tell them we said hello when you get a chance to drop into their chat. But as has become kind of a tradition here at Bungie with our streams, we've saved just one more special thing here for you at the end. Now, we've told you a lot about the game so far, but we haven't had a chance to really touch on the narrative just yet, and we're really excited to build a story that's innovative in the extraction shooter space, both in and out of the game, and we'd love to show you a glimpse of that.
Stream
now.
acting up.
So we've had
Oh,
the
my
opportunity
stream?
to partner with Academy and Emmy Award-winning director Alberto Mielgo to go ahead and show you just a bit of a snapshot of what life is like on Tau Ceti. So we hope you enjoy, but in the meantime, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Okay, so we have like a live action or a cinematic. Ooh. Those are the different maps, I guess. Kihi. Huh. Huh. So I'm assuming that the main reason we're like robots is because the planet is absolutely toxic to anyone who's human.
I met a traveler from an antique land who said, two vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert.
Ozymandias.
On the sand, half sunk, a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that it sculped to well those passions red which yet survive. Stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them, lifeless things that mocked them. And the heart that fed, and the heart that fed.
Huh.
Welcome once again. Once again. As a new shelf.
Oh, so that's kind of showing that they are customizable.
Like a trillion bucks. Sakaguchi Genetics sent a reminder. Your shell repayment is coming up and will be charged against your line of credit.
Yeah, I know. Mind if we skip the formalities this time? Got a big contract waiting down there. So.
Understood. Let's proceed with your grounding exercise. Are you familiar with this item?
They're all slightly different.
That's my lucky charm. Yeah. Supposed to be.
No, that's glitch. That's what they were showing in the thing. That's Blackbird. And there's Locust. Flashing lights warning, I guess.
Can you identify her?
Yeah, that's my mom. That's your mom.
Now,
You know that's
consider
your mom.
this. Do you recognize this child?
Who are you? I don't know.
It's you.
Really?
Huh.
Hey, what's that you always tune into? Worth anything?
I don't know, but I like it. It speaks to me.
Let me listen.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you ever wonder what happened to these people?
It's not my business.
And this music is? You'll have a tough time finding a buyer.
Good. It's not for sale. Give it to me.
Cool flip. That's probably an actual piano piece of some kind. Hi, Scoot. I just looked down and saw you there. Jesus.
And on the pedestal these words appear.
My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look upon work mighty in despair. Classic.
Nothing beside remain. Nothing beside remain. Round the decay of that colossal wreck. Round the decay of that boundless and bare. The lone and level sand stretch far away.
Do you recognize this child?
I don't know. Is that me?
That's really cool. I'm so excited for this fucking game, dude. So you can join the Discord. You can figure it out from there. They announced, or they said it was just discord.gg/marathon the game. It's a little glitchy right now, but probably fine. They said to wait. Please disperse. Creator alpha gameplay content now live. Close alpha test sign up. Discord.gg/marathon the game. Based on the fact that I had to sign some documents, I'm going to assume that it is not something I can broadcast, so I'm not going to. But I will be streaming the fuck out of this game when it launches. Wow. Look at all those people. Look at that tiger. All right, so this game has been in development since, according to like what they were saying, it was in development since 2022 or probably earlier. But the teaser trailer for it, like the reveal, was last year. And yet people were still saying this game was taking too long. But hey, it's coming out in September. Another reason not to kill myself, I guess. Is that glib? Is that depressing? I wonder what that font is. Probably custom in-house. guess, well, whatever is going on here is going on. Let's see how the website changed. They do have a blue sky. That's how you know they are based. Is this a longer video? No, it's about the same 20 minutes, isn't it? Oh, it might not be. Well, because there's Jeff Keighley. But it has similar clips to the ones they showed. As well. I was just gonna send us the gameplay overview. Yeah, fair. Shape the future of Marathon. Join our Discord where you can sign up for your chance to be one of the first to play test it. Actively engaging, holding Q&As, and evolving game based on your feedback. Do sticks and then fire. That's all it takes. Not so difficult, not so complex. Prometheus wasn't a genius. He was simply a thief who changed the world. Let your body die. A lost colony whose inhabitants disappeared without a trace. Rival factions compete for the resources left behind, hiring runners who've given up their human form for biosynthetic shells. Death is a hurdle in a cutthroat competition. Oh, it did just end. What were we waiting for?
Like shit, right?
What?
Do I sound like shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm outside. On my phone.
Good job.
Yeah. Where to now?
You're also very loud, and you do sound like shit. Why did you join the call?
Because I was having audio issues with the Twitch stream.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm on mobile data. It was my end.
Haven't played since 2022. Full crossplay. The Steam page update at all? We got the new date. A couple of new screenshots. God, I'm so excited. But, you know. That went longer than I was expecting it to, because I spent an hour watching Twitch chat steer a drone into a wall. But you know what? That's life. I'm so jazzed. I'm just so jazzed and jammed and jovial and other J words. I was thinking about doing another stream. or like switching to a game, but no, we're at the 3-hour mark. I'm going to stop here and then probably relax a little bit, and then might jump on later today with a different game. But for now, I send you all to Lily's stream. She's playing Repo for Rekujira's birthday. Not familiar with Rekujira, but send a happy birthday. You be well too. Add the Marathon game to my Discord servers, my folder of big game servers. I'm in a bunch of random ones. Anyway. Yeah, probably be on a little later today playing maybe some Arcadegeddon. I want to show that game off to people who haven't heard of it. It's 100% free on Steam and Epic, so grab it, because it's good. Otherwise, relax, be well, and tune in next time when I'm going to be continuing to gush about Marathon. Anyway, bye!